Good morning and welcome to NewsWatch Today. I'm Ruby Mitchell.
And I'm Nicholas Brownlee. This week, Evangel announces the name of their new dorm.
And EU's theater department earns a special grant.
Madison Tabor is here with your forecast, and Nicholas McKinley has the latest sports news. This is NewsWatch Today. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Standing by is our weather anchor, Madison, with our first look at the forecast.
Madison, how's the weather today?
Yes, we're seeing some warmer weather today. Our current condition at this moment is 51, a high of that, but it feels like 49. But as we go into the day, we're actually going to get to a high of 75, so it's going to feel summery and very warm. So just enjoy the weather as you can. But you will see what the rest of the weather looks like in just a minute. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Madison. I really hope that sunny weather sticks around.
Oh, me too. I've been ready for spring for a good while now.
Yeah. Evangel University has announced the name of the new residence hall to be the Darrell and Lois Flood Residence Hall. The hall will be another co-ed hall with laundry rooms for each gender, 2 outdoor terraces, a main lobby, and much more. Evangel plans for the building to house 224 students. Evangel will host a groundbreaking event at the West parking lot Friday morning at 10:45.
Evangel's theater program has received a $70,000 matching grant to upgrade its lighting and sound system. The matching grant was announced on March 4th, and Professor of Theater Angeline Bradford says the department was taken by surprise and touched by the generosity. The new lighting and sound system will improve the quality of the theater's productions and save money over time as the department currently rents the equipment.
Evangel's music department hosted a choir concert this Tuesday. Both University Chorus and University Chorale performed in the Barnett Recital Hall. Each choir showcased its vocal ability through a variety of musical styles. Students were able to conduct songs, provide musical accompaniment on piano and cello, and perform vocal solos. Evangel 2025 seniors were recognized for the time they dedicated to Evangel's music department, and students were able to perform for friends and family.
The difference between maybe high school groups or different groups I've sang in with the community and the chorale here at Evangel University is just excellence. There's such excellence with everyone in the program, and especially with Dr. Matrone, Dr. Morris, our accompanist, and different professors as well. There's just such a high level of excellence and a high level of work ethic and drive from the students as well. So that creates something absolutely amazing when everyone's coming together with the same goal in mind, and that's to create great music and make it for the Lord.
The student hard work and talent produced an impressive performance, and community members were able to come support the choirs and enjoy the dulcet display of Evangel's musical talent. If you are interested in hearing the choirs perform, be on the lookout for information on upcoming performances.
Instagram unveiled its new protections to add to teen accounts on Tuesday. Among the changes, teens under the age of 16 will be prohibited from going live without a parent's permission. A teen will also need a parent to sign off on them turning off the feature that blurs images that may contain nudity in direct messages. The new protections will be available in the coming months. Teen accounts will soon be available on Facebook and Messenger as well, and they will have similar protections to the teen accounts on Instagram.
Lowe's has decided to close their stores on Easter Sunday so that their employees can celebrate the holiday. This is the 6th year in a row that Lowe's has chosen to close for the Easter. A company spokesperson says it's an appreciation of their employees and to give them time to spend with their loved ones. Other stores like Best Buy, Costco, Target, and TJ Maxx will also be closed. Lowe's has more than 1,700 store locations in the U.S.
Last Saturday, Evangel's Activity Board hosted their event EU Icons in Spence Chapel. Here's Haani Rogers with the story.
Saturday on April 5th at 7 p.m. in the Spence Chapel, Activities Board hosted their event. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Tons of students, family, and friends were there, cheering them on, while each student that was part of the EU Icons did their act. Towards the end of the event, Activities Board had everyone vote to decide on who won the individual act, and who also won the group act. Chloe Rowe, a freshman here at Evangel, won the individual act, and the band Stainless Steel won the group act. Their band member Bron Wheeler on keys, Anthony Witt on guitar, Hunter Jackson on bass, DJ Thomas on drums, and their lead singer, Anna Lynch, a junior here at Evangel. In between acts, there were a few sketches and infomercials. This fun event had plenty of musical talent and one funny skit called The Heckler, put on by two freshman guys here at Evangel, Luke Hughes and Trevor Sneeve. This activity's board announced the winners. Each of the students that won the EU icons were given a trophy and cash prizes. After the event ended, activities board said a special thanks to everyone who came out and supported the event. This is Holly Rogers reporting for NewsWatch.
Coming up, hiring managers have found to use AI in an interesting way.
And I'll talk with one of the student leaders on Evangel's campus. We'll be right back.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Companies are increasingly using artificial intelligence to sort through applicants before they reach a human recruiter. And that could be good news for job seekers. Nearly half of hiring managers report using AI to screen resumes and applications. That's according to data from job seeker research site Resume Genius. An HR advisory forum says new AI tools can understand the content of a resume, meaning they can help spot candidates even if their resumes don't mention certain keywords. Standing by is Ruby with Kendall Wallace, who will give us some insight into one of Evangel's most important student organizations. Ruby?
Thanks, Nick. I'm here with Kendall Wallace, one of the student executives for Evangel's Senate organization. Kendall, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Could you give us an insight into what Senate is, how it's organized, and what your role is in that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Senate is our student representation on campus. So it's our student government. And we function as a body all together, so unified, but we also divide down into different committees. So we meet formally a few times a semester as an entire body. That's all of campus represented. And then throughout the month, committees are going to meet. One of our committees is Projects Committee, and so that one is kind of where we work to enhance the student experience through like physical projects. And then we have Policy Committee, which works to keep the Constitution up to date and making sure that we have just all of the student handbook, and that's just up to date with what's practicing on campus. And then it's up to date with where the campus is going, what direction we're heading, that kind of thing. And then my role in Senate right now, I serve on the executive team with the executive committee, and I am the secretary. So a lot of what that looks like is communication. It's highly emailing a lot of people. It's making sure the senators know what's happening, when it's happening. It's getting new senators onboarded. At the moment, my biggest role is running elections. And so I'm an election official. I was the election official for the student body president election, and I am for the one that is happening today. Awesome. So, yeah.
You mentioned policy and projects committees. What does that look like, and what are some of the policies or projects that Evangel has seen recently come from Senate?
Yeah. Okay, so the most recent policy that we have seen was an update to who could run for student body president. So in the past, it was limited to AB executives who had served before, or AB members who had served for almost a year, and Senate members who had served for a year. And then this year we decided that we have some phenomenal leaders in student ministries, and so we wanted to make sure that they were included in that. And so there was an expansion to that. So student ministries executives and student ministry like the campus chaplains. They were allowed to run because they have experience over representing the entire campus. And then projects committee, that one functions the same as policy. They meet on the off weeks of formal Senate meetings, and they are working collaboratively together with different pieces of campus to make enhancements. That can look like a lot of things, big projects, small projects. So they've worked on the sand volleyball court, so that renovation came from them. Getting the tools for the sand volleyball court that are now out there, that also came from them. There was a recent acquisition of a ping pong table in Lewis, and then there's also been one in Scott. And so I think they're also working on getting a foosball table in Lewis. And so that has been kind of where our recent projects lie. There are a few more in the works right now. They were presented at our last meeting, and so I'm very excited to see where that will go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You mentioned, so we have Senate, we have AB, and we have student ministries.
Yes.
Has Senate ever partnered with another student organization on campus to serve the community?
Absolutely. So all three of those organizations, we meet regularly throughout the semester, and we are what's called ESEC, and so that's the Evangel Student Executive Committee. And so all the executives work together, and we work to ensure that everyone's kind of in the loop, but then we also do partner to do events. So for events like County Fair or Classy Christmas, Senate often is asked by both of those organizations to volunteer at their events. And so that's a pretty exciting experience. And so we will go and we'll help, and I've done that a lot. And so, yeah, that's really exciting. And then other things, Senate and AB work together to plan a lot of the homecoming activities. And so I think that's about it for like event partnerships, but there are a lot of partnerships. There's one more partnership that is a really, really exciting piece. Senate has partnered in the past and hopefully in the future with EU Advocates. So that is the Evangel alumni, and they are a group of people. They meet regularly, and they help fund different like scholarships or different things that happen at Evangel. They graciously partnered with us last year for the sand volleyball court renovation. So they gave thousands of dollars to that project. So that was really phenomenal. And then in turn, we went to their advocate sale that happens in May, and some of our senators went out and they served in that. And then the hope is that this year that will be the same thing.
Awesome.
So it's really exciting.
If somebody's interested in becoming a part of Senate, how does one do that?
Yeah, so if they are interested in becoming a part of Senate, there's a few avenues that kind of happens. We have 2 different elections throughout the year. So the one that's happening right now in the spring, that one is where senators can run, or people outside of Senate can run to become a senator for the next coming year. And then we also have fall elections, but those function in that same year. So they run in the fall, and then they're elected and they serve in the fall. So those will be happening in the fall. There's also a few instances where we will have vacancies. And so we will search for people who are eligible, and our goal is always to have all of campus represented in our meetings. And so the greatest way for us to do that is to make sure that when we have vacancies, we work to get them filled.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You mentioned there's an upcoming vote. Could you give us a quick little, how do students vote, when and where?
Yeah, so they're gonna go on to Connect. They can vote every student will be able to vote for the Senate president and who that's going to be. And then we have a sophomore class president running, and we have a business department senator running. We also have a theology department senator running, and behavioral and social science senator.
Awesome.
So students who are in those different areas, so if there's a sophomore or they're in the theology department, they will be able to vote for those candidates, but everyone gets to vote for the Senate president. That takes place on Connect. So all they have to do is log in, go to the form, and then they fill that out. Voting will close at 10 p.m., so any votes cast after that won't count.
All right.
But yeah, that's how they do it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for giving us a glimpse of what
yeah,
Senate
you're
looks
so
like.
welcome.
We'll be sure to vote. Let's go back to the desk with Nick and Madison.
Thanks, Ruby. So Madison, will these warmer temperatures be here to stay?
Yes, it looks like we're gonna have some warmer temperatures and lots of sun come out. But stay with us and I'll tell you all about it in my full forecast.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
We discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Springfield, Missouri is subject to tornado threats each year. Within the recent weeks, Evangel has seen harsh weather and tornado warnings. When facing conditions like these, are procedures put in place to protect students. In the new AG Financial Arena, there are 2 tornado refuge areas, the bathrooms by concessions, as well as the hallways behind the court. For those on campus during our tornado warning, make sure that the building you are in has a designated refuge area. Stay away from the windows, exterior doors, and large rooms like the chapel. It is only safe to leave the refuge area after the all clear has been given.
So in instance of a tornado, we are to take shelter in 3 specific floors. Those are the first 3 floors on the north side, which is the girls' side of Lewis Hall, exceeding not the 4th floor, but the first 3 floors, to not be on the top of the building, which is safest as well, and to get in interior areas, that is like the hallways of the floors, and to be in the bathrooms, but to stay away from windows and from the edges of the floors where there are exterior rooms.
Remember, a tornado watch means that the conditions favor a tornado forming, while a tornado warning means that a tornado has touched down. Stay safe, Evangel.
Wow, there's no denying the weather that we experienced here was definitely interesting.
Yeah, it's been a crazy few weeks. Speaking of weather, let's turn to Madison for the full forecast.
Yes, we've seen a lot of rain in the last few days, but now we're finally going into some warmer weather. The current conditions at this very moment is we have a high of 51 and a low of 48, so it kind of feels a little chilly, but as we go into the day, we're actually going to have a high of 75. So we're going to see the sun, go out, enjoy it while you can, because when we get into Friday, we're actually going to go back down to a high of 55 with a low of 37. So we're going to kind of go back down into our weather. But as we go into the weekend, Saturday, we're going to have a high of 70. So we're kind of going back up. We're seeing some more warmer weather coming in. And as we go into our satellite, we can see there's not much activity kind of going on in Springfield. We do see some clouds, some precipitation coming up, but we really see that in our radar over here. We see up here, we see some of the precipitation, some of the storms going on up in here and up in the top part of Missouri, but nothing really going on in where we are in Missouri at the moment. But when we go into Friday, we will see some weather, some storms coming over here in this part of Missouri. But like I said, our part that we're in, we're not seeing much of rain, but all over in this area, the south, this part of Missouri, Tennessee, Alabama, all of this area is going to see some rain coming in. As we go into our extended forecast for the week, like I said, today we have a high of 75, tomorrow a high of 55, Saturday 70. When we get into Sunday, we're going to get into 77, so we're going to have a bit of a really warm weekend coming up. And then we go into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to be in the high 60s. So we're still seeing some warm weather as we go in, even though we kind of going up and down, but we're still seeing some warm weather. So the sun is out, so go out and enjoy it. This has been All Things with Weathery with Madison Tabor. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Madison. After the break, we'll look at how the health department is reviewing the usage of fluorine in our water.
And Nicholas McKinley will be here to give us the latest in sports news. We'll be right back.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
The Department of Health and Human Services says it is convening a task force to study and make new recommendations on fluoride. The new review is centered around a report the National Toxicology Program released in August. It concluded that higher levels of fluoride are linked to lower IQ in children. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and the American Dental Association still supports fluoride as a safe and effective way to maintain dental health. I'll be interested to see what the health department comes up with in their research.
Yeah, me too. Let's turn to Nicholas McKinley, who's here to give us the latest in sports. Nick?
Thanks, Ruby. The Denver Nuggets organization has left fans shocked as they have fired both head coach Michael Malone and general manager Calvin Booth. The reasoning seemingly comes as the Nuggets team has given subpar performances in recent weeks due to dysfunctional team dynamics. However, fans and critics are questioning the timing of the firings, as they are occurring less than 2 weeks before the NBA playoffs start. Coach Malone was also the most winningest coach in Denver's history, adding to the fans' shock. All eyes will be on the Nuggets as their interim coach will try to lead the team through the playoffs. The St. Louis Blues hockey team has had a historic performance in recent weeks. Their crowning achievement was when they beat the Colorado Avalanche 5-4 last Saturday, earning them a 12-game winning streak. This streak set a record for the team's longest winning streak in franchise history. While the streak ended on Tuesday against the Oilers, the Blues have had an excellent record with 18 wins since NHL's midseason break. This performance is part of the team's efforts to earn a spot in this year's Stanley Cup playoffs. The Valor men's golf team earned 4th place at the Bethany Classic in Kansas earlier this week. The accomplishment was led by golfer Thomas Bolin with a top 10 finish. William Rader and Dylan Seitz also bolstered the team score by earning top 20 placements. The Bethany Classic is Evangel's final meet until the KCAC Conference Championship taking place at the end of the month. Now, back to you guys at the desk.
Nick, I'm not one for sports, but it's always wonderful to hear that our Evangel sports teams are successful.
And it's also great to hear that a Missouri hockey team is doing so well.
Yeah.
When we come back, we'll hear about a Missouri attraction that broke the world record. We'll be right back.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out. Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
The City Museum in St. Louis gathered 309 people in banana hats last Wednesday evening. Their goal, to break a Guinness World Record for the most people wearing banana hats. An official educator was on the site and confirmed the new record for the appealing Guinness World Record with 309 participants. On social media, the museum thanked Explore St. Louis, Rasta and Pasta Costumes, and the individuals who participated in the event and spread the word.
Wow, that is quite an achievement.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and you don't really hear about stuff like that too often these days. Madison, can we go to you with the weather?
Yes, a last look at our extended forecast. Today we have a high of 75, tomorrow a high of 55. We go into the weekend with a high of 70 on Saturday and a high of 77 on Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're gonna have highs in the 60s. So go out, enjoy the warm weather while you can. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Madison. That's all for us today. Check out euvalormedia.com for more Evangel news. I'm Nicholas Brownlee.
And I'm Ruby Mitchell. Please join us next week here on NewsWatch Today.